Hi there, in this video I will explain how you can use the file command to identify file types irrespective of what the file extension could be. Well, as you know, in Unix and Linux environment, the file extensions don't really matter to the kernel. It is only for our human understanding. For example, in here in this folder I have a couple of files which you can see. Okay, all of these files have a common extension. I'll revisit this folder in a while, but if you go to the folder above, which is one of these folders I have, so in here you can see there are many files with different extensions which I've stored. Just to infer that one of them is a shell script because it ends with .sh. This is an ASCII text file. That's why I put a .txt as an extension, a .jpeg or .c file or a .mp3, or even you could see a .pdf or .iso. All these are different kinds of file types which I've stored in this current directory. But then I have renamed these files with these extensions so that I can know that where to look for an ODP file or where to look out for a PDF document and so on. But not always do people follow these rules very strictly. It's very likely that in a multi-user environment, somebody might want to hide information about the files by not revealing their extensions. So in such kind of environments, how do you actually find out the file type? Well, one of the ways you can do that is by using the file command. Now, normally when I say file a.sh, it tells you it's a born shell script. If I say file c.jpg, it tells you it's a JPEG image with all the details. But let me tell you, it does not infer the file type by looking up the extension. If you go back to one of the folders which I showed you just in the beginning, this file, all the files have a common extension called .dat. But then when you use file a.dat, it reveals explaining that it's a shell script. We can verify that looking cat a.dat. You can see it's a shell script. Likewise, if we do a file b.dat, it says it's an open document presentation. If there's a file c.dat, it says a PNG image data. If I use file and if I can give multiple arguments, but this time I'm going to use wildcard and asterisk. An asterisk will basically expand to all files in the current directory at this point. So when I say file star or asterisk here, it prints information about all the files in this current directory. So the extension doesn't really matter. The file command reads the file contents, the headers, the metadata information about the file and tries to infer what kind of file it could be. And the output printed here is mostly human readable. Many times you don't want it human readable. If you're looking at a very script friendly kind of format, one of the ways you can do that is by using file -mime type, and I can just say star. This time it shows you in a more script friendly format using the mime type notation. This mime type notation is quite popular amongst web developers. So if you've been working on web development, most in the backend, you know that HTTP headers generally contain the content type negotiation, where you can see this mime type and my main coding is being represented. So anyways, so for example, I can use this technique to find out all kinds of scripts in different folders. We all know that in /bin folder in all Linux environments or almost Unix environments is where all the program binaries reside. You'll find all the commands in here, right? All the basic commands like ls, cat, cp, all the commands are found in here. But are all these commands implemented as binary executables? Are they compiled binaries? Or are there scripts lying around here? We can find out how many scripts exist in here by doing this. You can just file -mime type /bin/star, and you can just see there are so many files which are actually text shell script. You can see that right here. So if you want to find out all the scripts in this particular folder, all I want to do is search for the word, maybe, I'll use fgrep because I'm not using a proper regular expression. It's a plain text search. Text searches are generally faster with fgrep if you're not going to be using any regex pattern, right? So I'm going to use that fgrep space, because you can see there's a space before all these things, right? And I can just use a single space text / look for everything that shows up as text. You can see a whole lot of them. You can see Perl script, you can see Ruby scripts, you can see shell script, you can see Python script, a whole lot of them. And you can find out how many scripts exist in my /bin folder. You can do a wc-l. Yeah, there are 580 commands in /bin folder implemented as scripts, not program binaries. So file is very useful here because if you look at the file names, they don't reveal those details as much because They all look like normal programs. Some of them might show up with the .sh extension, but many does not. You can see APG. You don't know it's a shell script until you actually open that file. But if you don't want to open the file, you want to safely find out, you can use the file command to do so. In fact, if you want to check whether a file is a binary file or a text file, for that also, we can use file --mime encoding instead. When you use mime encoding /bin/star, it just classifies files as binary or ASCII files. So if you're looking at binary files and ASCII files in any directory tree, you can look up this way. For example, in here, I want to find out what are the binary files in here and what are the text files in here. I can actually say file --mime encoding and use asterisk in here. So the moment I say that, you can see all the text files are shown up as US ASCII, indicating it's just following ASCII standard, not using any special encoding like UTF-8 and so on. It's basic ASCII character set that you find in here, but all of these are raw program binaries. So file is a very useful tool. And yes, you can use file in conjunction with other tools like find to open up more possibilities. For example, the last thing I want to show you is I want to scan for all audio files under /usr share folder structure. I'm running on an Ubuntu desktop. It's very likely to find a lot of audio files in /user share for all the theming engines and for the alert sound and so on for your Ubuntu desktop, right? GNOME desktop or KDE, whichever you use. So you can search that by using find /user/share. Normally you'll find audio files under /user share audio, but we don't know. It can be scattered across. We can verify that by using find, where you want to start searching for. And I can say file type is a regular file, but I want to just print them. And I can just send it to pipe exargs --mime. So once you get this, it'll print the mime type for every single file. But no, I just want to extract only those files which are audio files. It could be audio OGG files, or Orbis format, or an MP3 format or MPEG format, right? So I can actually use pipe encrypt, just use space audio, any mime encoding that starts off as audio, search for that. You can see a whole lot of MP3 files stored in this directory. In fact, it's not in user share audio, it's in user share resource asset audio. It goes on some deep nested tree out right here. It's still scanning. It's going to take some time to find it out, but you can actually pipe it to WC-L if necessary to find out how many lines match. You can see a couple of Orbis format audio, and again it goes in a very deep tree, right? So this is how you can combine file with find to open up useful possibilities. Searching for C sources, searching for ELF format binaries, searching for images, video files, you name it. If you know the mime type, you can use it. So I find these two switches very useful. File --mime type. This can be used to identify different types of files based on the mime encoding, mime type there is. But if you want to just classify files based on binary files or text files, you can use --mime encoding. To know more about the file command, you can use man file as usual. You have lots of switches. A lot of them are legacy switches to be backward compatible with file found in other Unixes, of course. Some of them are extensions found exclusively in the GNU CoreUtils package. You'll find them in here. This mime type and mime encoding could be GNU extensions. You can get detailed information about all the switches when you look up the man page in here. So if at all you are looking to get more details about file by reading the file contents rather than just making an informed guess based on file extension, you can use the file command found on all Linux environments. I hope you found this video useful. If you do like this video, please do comment. So I will meet you with future videos the same way. Thank you very much.